do is we're going to play a little bit. And I want you first to close your eyes with me. Is that okay? Can you find some way to just be maybe sitting down somewhere? I know some of you are kind of moving around and still having lunch. But if you could, pause for a moment and then sit any way that would feel comfortable. And then close your eyes and see if you can feel yourself breathing. So just start to pay some mindful attention to your breath. And I want you to see if you can notice if there's any pattern to your breathing. And so in our breathing, we have inhalations and we have exhalations. And so our inhalations is when the breath goes in. And maybe you notice that your belly and your chest gets bigger when you breathe in. So see if you can notice that pattern of breathing in and get bigger. And breathe out. And see if you can feel your body change shape, change pattern, and get smaller. All right, so breathing in, get big. And breathe out. The pattern is the body gets smaller. Now I want you to think about, as you notice your breathing, can you notice a count? So when we breathe in, we may be able to count 1, 2, 3, maybe more. And then maybe we pause. And then we breathe out, like 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we pause. And we breathe in again. 1, 2, 3. So I want us to try that. Maybe it helps to close your eyes because then you can pay a little closer attention to your breathing pattern. So we'll breathe in. 1, 2, 3. Pause. 1, 2. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then pause. And we'll breathe in again. 1, 2, 3. Pause. 1, 2. And breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4. So thumbs up to me if it was normal feeling, like natural feeling, for your breathing pattern to be breathing in for 3, pausing for 2, breathing out for 4, and then pausing for 2. Anybody? Thumbs up? I have to get a little closer to see Maddie. Okay. Oh, so some folks felt that was pattern felt normal. Now, sometimes did anybody ever get upset like I do and your breathing pattern kind of goes a little crazy and you'd be like, anybody else? Or is that just me? Thumbs up if you've ever had that happen. Nobody else has? All right, well, sometimes I get really excited or maybe I get really upset and my breathing pattern starts to change. So one thing I love about yoga is it helps me to pay attention to my breathing pattern and maybe find a breathing pattern like what we just did to help me calm down. The other thing that helps me calm down is surely being out in nature. So I want you to think about some of you are outside already. Can you look around and see if you see any patterns that catch your eye? Maybe it's a pattern in a tree bark. I see some patterns in the leaves. And if you're not outside, some of you are at home inside, maybe look around. See what you can see around you where there is a pattern. And I want to show you here. Do you see my poster of all these different trees? Now, all these trees have a different pattern to how they grow, the shapes that they have. And I want to show you this here, this piece of tree bark that I have. And you can see different patterns in the trees. Now what we're going to do is we're going to create some patterns, some different shapes of our body. So if you want, please join me in standing up. And I want you to stand like a tree. Now trees go two directions, right? That's their normal pattern, where they go down into the ground and they go up to the sun. Beautiful. I see lots of feet. That's perfect. So maybe as you're standing in this mountain pose, or we're going to call this our starting tree pose, your feet might be together or maybe a little further apart. And what do you notice? Is there a pattern? If your feet are further apart, how does that feel? And if your feet are close together, how does that feel? I know that when I stand with my feet closer together, I sometimes feel a little wobbly. That's the pattern that I notice, right? So for you, you can decide. Do you want your feet closer together or do you want your feet a little further apart? And then see if you can take your hands up over your head. Oh, the Wilms boys, I see you. Beautiful. And then can you bend your knees and fold down and reach towards your toes? So you're like a falling leaf here, folding down to the ground with your fingers. And then come back up, fingers to the sky. So we're going to create a pattern here. So hands back down to your side. We come into mountain pose. And then we go in with the breath, reach the hands up. That's called tall mountain. And then forward fold, bend your knees, fold down. And come fingertips to the ground. And then inhale, sweep the arms back up. And then hands by your side. All right, so we're going to repeat that pattern again. One more time, right? And I want you to see if you can notice. You get bigger with the breath in, and we get taller. And then when we fall down, we breathe out. So who's ready? Give me a thumbs up if you're ready to repeat that pattern. All right, here we go. Inhale, big breath in, reach the hands up. Exhale, fingertips down to the ground, fold down in half. And then inhale, root your feet, rise your hands all the way back up to the sky. And then exhale, your hands by your side. So this is the start of what we call a sun salutation. We're going to add on a new pattern. I think you're ready for it, right? All right, so here we go. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold down. All right, stay down and place one foot forward, the other foot back. So it's called a lunge. All right, so one foot forward, the other foot back, doesn't matter which one. And then can you take that front foot back as well? So you're in a top of a push-up. So both hands are underneath shoulders and both legs are long. Beautiful. Hi, Joy. And then can you lower down belly to the ground? And then lift your nose. This is called snake pose. And then go back down to the ground, and we're going to find downward facing dog. So press back up to your plank, your push-up, and then press through your hands, lift your hips up to the sky. We make an upside down V. So if you see here, my pattern is I'm an upside down V. And then look to your hands, step that same foot forward that was before. Hopefully you remember your pattern. And then back foot, meet it. Fold down, and then rise up. Hands back down. And then take a notice to your breathing pattern. So maybe feel your breath with your hand at your heart or at your belly, and feel yourself breathing in and breathing out. So the heart beats faster, perhaps when we got some more movement, and so we can take that breath in and that slow breath out. A little longer when we breathe out, right? Remember, we breathe in for 3, and then we breathe out for 4 count. And that might help slow the breathing pattern down. And we've got another side to do, friends, because in any pattern, remember we looked around and we saw different patterns. Patterns repeat themselves. All right, so we want to repeat what we just did, but we want to do it with the other leg forward. So hopefully you remember which leg did you have forward in our lunge, and we're going to switch. All right, so here we go. Mountain pose, hands by your side. Feel tall and strong, and then inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. Exhale, fingertips down to the ground. And then step that other foot forward, find that lunge. So one leg's forward, one leg's back. And this is what we call lunge. There you go. I see it. And then take that front foot back. Find your top of your push-up. And then lower belly to the ground all the way down. Lift your nose for a snake pose. And then back down to the ground. Come back up to your plank. Strong arms. Push it up. And then lift it all the way up so hips come to the sky. Downward facing dog. And then look to your hands. Step your foot forward for that lunge again. So repeat that pattern of a lunge. And then back foot forward. Fold. Root those feet into the ground. And then come all the way back up. Exhale your hands back down by your sides. And then we're going to pause here again. And just notice your breathing. Notice if it's breathing a little faster, a little slower. And then I want to see, did anybody bring any toilet papers to class today? Toilet paper rolls? Anybody? I know you might have extra toilet paper around the house, but do you have any empty toilet paper rolls? No? Okay. All right, well, I'm going to show you an activity that, okay, all right, the Zelinskis have it. The Wilms, all right, then I'm going to show you this, okay, boys? And then you can practice this and play, and then maybe you can send me a little video of you doing it, and I can see what you've created. What we want to do here today is we want to create a pattern with our toilet paper rolls. Okay, now I want to share with you, when I was your age, I would go to different holiday parties, and one of my uncles would have a pack of cards, right? So you could do this with a pack of cards as well. So if you don't have all those toilet paper rolls handy, pack of cards, and we would make patterns and we'd build things with the cards. But today, I'm going to invite us to do it with something else, something that you may have around the house that also can be binoculars, right? Yeah, I see you. Yeah. Joy, where's your binoculars? You got a monocular. You know what a monocular is? A monocular is when you only got one lens, right? But binoculars, we've got two. So it repeats itself. The pattern here is we've got two lenses to look a little closer at. All right, so I'm going to use this amazing poster that some of you may have received from me before to be a little harder surface. Inspiration is our forest here, and we're going to try to create a pattern with our toilet paper rolls. Miss Laura's looking over there at me like, I want to play with I have extra toilet paper rolls. You want some toilet paper rolls? All right, hold on 1 second. Let me get Miss Laura some toilet paper rolls. There you go. Okay. Ooh, you know what? This would be a good hard surface for you too. Oh, excellent. All right. We're going to show you Miss Laura's creation as well. So, as I'm creating, I think I'm going to build a castle here. All right? And I want us to think about the patterns that it's going to take for your creation. Patterns repeat themselves, right? So the idea is that we want to create something with our toilet paper rolls. So Joy, you're ready to see mine. Can I see yours? You want to do it with me? So I'm repeating the pattern that I have a base layer, and then I got a second layer, and that second layer has to be placed just so in between two of the bottom layers, right? And so repeating patterns might help you to build your creation. Oh, you copied me.
I did.
Look, we got the same tower going on. Oh, nice.
Fancy.
All right. So the good thing about when we do this, when we create something, we're being really super creative, right? So it uses different parts of our brain. It uses our eyes and our hands. And it also means that we have to be still in one spot. And we have to be mindful, paying close attention to one thing that we're doing, right? So we're not running all around. Oh, fantastic. Let me see if we can turn a little bit. Can you all see our creations? Look at these creations. All right, let me see yours. What do you got over there? It looks like Mom's helping in that one. Very nice. Very cool. All right, so this could be something that you can play with, especially for the Wilms boys, right? When you get some extra toilet paper, and if you need them, you can come to the Hudson Library. We've got extra here, or you can find me and I can get you some toilet paper rolls. So that we can use this to help us be mindful, paying close attention to one thing at a time, which in this is repeating a pattern to help us build a nice, strong tower. Let me see if I could blow mine down. You want to see if you can blow yours down? Mm-hmm. Because when we repeat the pattern, that can help us build stability. But let's see how strong it is. Ah, down with mine. Ooh, how about yours? Ooh, look at that. Smarty over here knows how to repeat the pattern so it's really strong and stable. I think it's your base.
I think I had a more solid base.
Yeah. Solid bases help as well. So that's one thing that I want you to think about when you're doing your yoga. So, are you ready to put away your TP for now? Your TP rolls? And I want us to come back to repeating the pattern with a strong base. So do you remember we did our lunge here? Can you find a lunge again? So in a lunge, one knee is forward and it's bent. So I'll turn this way so you can see. I've got this knee bent right over top of my ankle. All right, so we've got this nice, strong, might lose you in a minute here with my battery. Nice, strong foundation. Can you lift up your hands? Can you look at your hands? And whatever hand is opposite of the knee that's forward, can you bring that forward? So one knee, and then the opposite hand's forward, and then send the other one back and see if you can twist. So you want to find a really strong, stable foundation as we twist to one side, come back up, and then see if you can stay right the way you are with your legs, but bring your hands down to the ground. And then can you straighten your front leg? And this is called pyramid pose. So pyramids have a really strong base. Keep that front knee bent this time. Keep it straight, and then bring your hands up. And then see if you can bring your back foot forward. Back foot forward. Very nice. Hands back down. Back to mountain. Whoo! Maybe you feel that strong into your legs. Let's see if we can feel the strength in the other side. So lunge, knee is bent, right over ankle. You got this. I see those lunges nice and strong. Build a really strong foundation, strong base, so then we can twist. Opposite hand forward, twist it to the side. Take a big breath in, get tall. Exhale, twist. Inhale, back up, both hands up, and then keep the knee bent. Bring your hands down to the ground, and then straighten your front knee. Find a fold over. This is called pyramid pose. Pyramid, maybe you can build that with your TP rolls. All right, then keep that front knee straight, and then bring your hands up all the way up to the sky. Back leg forward, and then back to mountain. Beautiful. So let's take a moment just to pause here. Take a notice to our breathing patterns. Take a notice to the patterns that we create in our body so that we got really strong legs today, right? We got a really strong focused mind as we built with our TP rolls, our nice patterns. And so I want you to find a way to come back to sit, some way to sit. And we're going to close out for the next few minutes of just sitting quietly and just noticing our breathing pattern. Maybe the eyes are closed to do that, or maybe instead you're opening your eyes and you're looking at patterns around you. And just taking some time to notice patterns that we see. Maybe there's a pattern that you feel. Maybe you feel the wind on your skin. And so just taking time to be mindfully aware of patterns within us, in our mind, in our body, our breath, in nature. Just take a couple more rounds of breathing, noticing whatever patterns that you can notice. And then one of our patterns and our traditions in yoga is to honor one another and our practice that we've done together of moving our body and our breath and focusing our mind. And so we do end our class with a special word that means that I see you and your goodness as you see me and my goodness. And that word is namaste. So if you'd like to unmute yourself and join me in saying our special word that we can say all together. And so if anyone wants to unmute, you can bring your hands to your heart if you'd like, maybe your palms together at your heart, and together we're going to say namaste. 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 So thank you so much, Ms. Laura and the Hudson Library, for hosting our yoga here with Miss Lisa of One Tree Love. And we'll be back next week with a new opportunity for us to use these TP rolls. So again, if you need them, come find us and we'll get you some or see what you can collect in the next week. So hope you are all very well and I'll see you next week. Much love. Namaste.